What's going on, everybody? Hey, Skydive, welcome back. Welcome back. Richard, what's going on, man? Welcome back to you as well. Glad you guys were able to make it for the part 2. Hope everybody's having a good evening so far tonight. Whoa. Let me change up this music. Hang on one second. Forgot to put out the message here. Hey Mariano, just a heads up, I'm in bed. Just gonna listen before I go to sleep. Bad day. Okay, I understand. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully tomorrow's better. Just gonna give it a second as some people begin to pile in here. There we go. Chasing bad guys in this heat kicked my butt. Chasing bad guys? What do you mean? Trying to figure, oh, and you don't have to make me a mod, but thanks. Nah. Look, I needed a mod anyway. We've seen all the trolls coming in. And you are reliably here all the time, and I feel like I can trust you, so by all means. Trying to figure when to jump back in, dump some earlier. Are you talking about getting back into Doge? I want to get a little bit of the Doge shirt in there. Just do that, I think. There we go. Don't forget to smash that like button, everybody. Appreciate it. Doge is having a moment. If we just take a glance here at just what's been happening recently, I mean, Doge isn't at like a terrible spot right now, but you can see that after all this momentum that it had earlier, it did sell off pretty hard and it lost a lot of traction. But overall, it's doing okay. It is kind of doing that cup and handle thing right now that we talked about earlier. So it's not like it's, what is this? Let's get rid of that and this, honestly. Let's get rid of that and let's get rid of this. But you can see overall, just from a higher time frame, just kind of the vibe that's going on right here with this whole move. Now, with cup and handles on larger time frames, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what's the handle sometimes until it actually really shows itself. Because right here, some people might have thought this was the start of the cup and handle. But usually once you start getting up towards the top of where it previously reached, once you get up there again, that's usually a good sign. The only problem with this is it's nowhere near here. So this probably isn't even a cup and handle formation. That would probably just be kind of overreading into what's going on. So I don't think that's it. That being said, then things start to get a little bit concerning, because if it's not a cup and handle formation, then what's going on? So then you start trying to naturally look for other levels. So you might start trying to map out some trend lines here. And these won't be perfect, but it doesn't matter. But actually, that's pretty good. And so from this perspective, I mean, you can kind of see we don't have much wiggle room, but what you can see here is this diagonal trend line right here along the bottoms, the support trend line. It actually meets perfectly with the 200 EMA right here. So this level will probably be respected. And if it doesn't, there might be a hard sell-off because a lot of people are going to see this here. It's a double level, so it should definitely hold. And if it doesn't, that would be pretty bad. But let's use our lower time frames here just to try and get a different angle. You can also see it's doing a little bit of a flag right here. I kind of drew that out already. My top line disappeared. I don't know where it went, but I had a trend line right here as well. Just kind of along the tops. Just so we know what the high levels are, what the lows are. Try and clean it up just a little. What's going on, Matthew? I mean, if you don't want to be mod skydive, that's one thing, but if you don't like the way it looks with the wrench. What's going on, Ryan and Matthew? Glad to see you guys back again. Don't forget, everybody, smash that like button. Let's try and get up to like 50 viewers tonight. This is the last 24 hours before I will declare whether or not I hit my goal of 3,000 subs. If not, you know, it's not the end of the world. I did my best, but we were really close, so it would be awesome. Don't forget, Doge to the moon. And thank you for those likes. We're at 6 likes now. I really appreciate that. As you can see here, short-term Dogecoin's kind of making this triangle right here off an overall downtrend. As you can see, just overall, the trend has been down. And that's pretty obvious. I know I'm kind of stating the obvious here, but see that? Definitely a strong downtrend here, which is a little disappointing when you consider that Doge really didn't even make it up that far. What's going on, Tito? What's up, bro? Hopefully some good news in the near future. I agree. We are due for some good news. Even news on Dogecoin recently has been a little bit silent, but honestly, I'm glad a lot of the good news isn't dumping when it wouldn't matter. You know what I mean? Because even the last couple pieces of good news that we had for Dogecoin, they didn't really move the price because of the bearish market that we're in. I mean, no cryptocurrencies wanted to move up. So it was kind of a waste. Even with the Coinbase Pro announcement, I mean, we made this run right here off Coinbase, but, you know, we immediately sold off. So it's just a little depressing. Robbie says, I'm hoping some of my friends check out your channel, bro. I really did try. I appreciate that, man. No, thank you guys so much for your support. I mean, we're really close, and I mean, it doesn't mean anything to hit 3,000 by tomorrow. It's just a goal I set for myself, and just getting this close even is really impressive for me. So that's all it is. Just a self goal. And we got close, so we'll take it. And we still got tomorrow too. We have a whole nother day. Hey, what's going on, Stone Cold? Welcome back. But as you can see, like, Dogecoin really didn't even get up that high today. Being at 27 cents here, almost 28, when you really take a step back and look at it in the grand scheme of things, and it's already looking weak right here, I wouldn't be surprised if Dogecoin and Bitcoin are not done falling. And I'm really trying not to be overly bearish, because I know part of my emotion, which I try and put aside, but you know, I do want another dip so that I can, you know, the volatility, trading off the volatility from like 16 to 30 cents, you can constantly double your money. That's the way to look at it. Each time it goes to 16 and you sell it at like 30, 31 cents, that's basically 100% return on investment if you can buy the dip and sell the high. Obviously, you usually will wait for confirmation on both ends, so it's not quite 100% if you're trading it properly, but you know what I mean. An 80% move, getting to trade that a couple times, that's basically free money. So I don't mind Dogecoin not fully recovering quite yet and just giving us the volatility to scalp, because that's how you make money when the market's trading relatively sideways up and down. You just like when Dogecoin was going from 4 to 5 cents, I was scalping that move before Dogecoin really took off. I'd buy at 4, sell at 5. It would sell off, buy at 4, sell at 5. And if you're a hodler or a diamond hander, by all means, do that. I mean, that's not even your play. And there's room for everybody. I mean, there's going to be people that trade it and scalp it, and there's going to be people that hold it. But Dogecoin, really, I mean, it's made, like I said earlier in the last stream, it's made to be bought and spent. It's a retail currency. That's the whole reason that we're trying to push Dogecoin and get people to accept it. So we should never shame the people that buy it and sell it, because that's what we want it to happen, right? But overall, we don't want people doing like more selling than buying, because that just signifies that people don't really want the coin. We want more buyers than sellers, but it's okay to buy low, sell high, as long as we have the buying pressure to keep driving the price up. That's what matters. Samuel, what's going on? What's up, everybody? What's good on Doge? What's this one more dip about? So basically, just looking at the price action, this is kind of like our one last chance to get another dip. That's the way it's looking right now, and so that's why I threw it in the title. This looks like one more dip opportunity, potentially, depending on how this plays out. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you hide the drawings again, and like I said, again, just take a step back, I mean, you can really see that overall, we've been in this downtrend for a while. And when you really look at the big picture, there have been no signs of bullishness, except for this bounce here. And we're calling that the recovery and the reversal. But then when you just look at it from this perspective right here, and you don't really focus on anything else except for this move that we're so excited about, what looks so great about that move? Not really anything, except for the fact that, I mean, we did double in price from 16 to 30. But that aside, I mean, we didn't make any new highs. We didn't break into any new territory. Just about a week and a half ago, we were at, 2 weeks ago, we were at like 40 cents off Coinbase news, 45 cents. And we're getting excited about getting close to 29. Really, that isn't a big move. And today, I mean, we only got to 27. So there is still a high chance, because obviously you copy and paste this over to Bitcoin, or you look at Bitcoin and it's going to reflect really what's going on as the market leader. But just based off the overall weakness of this move and how we're still struggling to recover and get back to anywhere near normal trading levels, to me, that just, it still gives me bearish vibes. I've been bearish for the last week and a half on Bitcoin, and so far I have not been incorrect in my sentiment, my feeling there. Is that an ascending wedge on Doge? I mean, not really. I mean, if you really want to draw these two tops here, I guess you can kind of say that it's really not even clean. If I don't get a very obvious triangle, I usually don't draw it. But I mean, you can see this is what's forming right here, basically. That's what we've got going on. So, and it's a triangle, and it could be doing this and then look for a break to the top, or this and a break to the bottom. And so we'll have to see what plays out here. But overall, I mean, we had the expected recovery out, and now we're bouncing around, but we really didn't get up to any crazy levels. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. That's what really gets more viewers in the stream. So I appreciate if you don't mind taking that extra second to click that button. It'll help me out tremendously. And thank you. We're at 8 right now. Let's see if we can get to like 15 with 20 viewers. Yep, Skydives, the official mod. She doesn't seem like she wants to be mod, though. If not, it's all right. Preezy says, Mariano is, oh yeah, I read that one. You're betting to break on the bottom. I'm really, thank you for those 3 people that clicked the like button. You guys are really helping me out. Thank you. And look at that. A couple more viewers. I'm betting to break the bottom. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm overall bearish on Bitcoin and Doge right now. Not because I want to be, though I would love another dip buy opportunity as long as it doesn't, as long as it's not a bad thing. As long as we can recover, dips are good. Because you can just, next time you get your paycheck, add some more money in, you have a lower dollar cost average, and then when we recover, you make more profit. So dips are great as long as you can trust that it's going to recover. And I do overall want the price of Dogecoin to go up because, like I said, on my other accounts that aren't for scalping, I'm in at a much higher average. So I do need, like a lot of you, like I want the price to go up. And it's going to, it's inevitable. But we do have, we have some time. We could spare a couple days. We could get one more dip. And the way it's looking right now, it's highly likely. Now let's just side by side this with Bitcoin and take a look. So Samuel says, Do you have a certain percentage that you don't trade, meaning you invested 4K and trading 2K? Just an example. I mean, not really. Not really, because if I see we're going to make a strong side of a strong recovery, if it looks very obvious, I'm just going to take my scalping account and just leave it in there and hold it on the way up. So, I mean, my other account does have a couple $1,000s in it that I'm just holding on, not touching. And then I'm also scalping with a couple thousand. So, I mean, it's about 50-50. There's no math behind my percentages on my accounts. You know, scalping Doge, it's free money basically. Whether you buy low and sell way later on at $1, $2, $3, which is it's going to hit eventually, or what? So my point is, it's really just, you know, it's a fun opportunity. The whole movement being behind it, and then also having a good time scalping. Well, good news, not stayed above 35,000 today, Bitcoin. Well, Caleb, what's going on? I hit the like button 10x 10 times, but it equals only 1 like. Smash the like button. Thank you guys. I appreciate that support. Yeah, everybody, if you haven't clicked like, go ahead, smash that button. Let's see if we can get like 50 viewers in here again. Facial hair, sexy, honestly. Oh my goodness. Okay, 4 cents. Oh, geez. Is that 7? Haven't seen 7 in a minute. He's in the Discord group, but I haven't seen him in the stream. But yeah, let's just take a look at Bitcoin here, the market leader. I really don't like this song. I'm sorry, guys. Let me pause the music for a moment. I hear the song way too much. I need to find another playlist. So this was... Ooh, my chart is cluttered. All right, we need to clean this up. I've been doing too many demonstrations on stream, and now I have a cluttered chart. That is the easiest way to get lost. See, too many lines. Now they all mean something, but we don't need to look at all the irrelevant ones right now. So let's get rid of the 34 line. Actually, that's 35, isn't it? 35 is actually pretty important. Let's get rid of some of these. We already know about 42,000 being where we need to break. 40,000 is not even close to relevant right now. Doesn't look like we're going to hit the 37,000 line anytime soon. And so we've got this here, which I almost don't even need. Which other ones can I get rid of? That's kind of about it. These lines are pretty important. Yeah, I think we got to keep those. Yeah. Let's see. Let's do this and just keep the volume low. Yeah, sorry I had to cut the live stream short earlier. I had some stuff to deal with, to tend to. I can make you a playlist. I know a guy who looks like you that I made some songs with. No. I'm just going to hide this for now. We'll just leave this up. There we go. What are you guys feeling though? Actually, I'll put out a poll. But what are you guys feeling? Like, are you feeling like this is going to go up or down? From this perspective, when you consider the Wyckoff distribution pattern, like I said, it's technically supposed to follow this pattern here, where it does this, like, you know, it did this thing right here, and then it does this thing right here, pulls back, and then it starts to take off. And that is still a possibility. But if it fails that, then we might just end up making new lows. Mariano, I'm going to send you a video on Bitcoin possible next move down. Cool. Okay. How do you donate? So you have to have a crypto exchange, like broker, like an actual one. So Coinbase, crypto.com, anything that actually lets you actually like own your cryptocurrency that you buy and have it in a wallet. And then you just send it to that QR code, to that wallet. Here's another thing I wanted to talk about, guys, because we have a good idea of this, right? So we can kind of just see we bounced off the 36,000 level. This whole area, though, is usually the stable, as you can see, it's the stable trading area between 35 and like 37,000. And I mean, we made it to 35, we made it to 36, now we rejected. If we fall back under 35 and start getting back to 33, that's going to be a bit of a problem. Now, we've also got two EMA, we've got the EMA and the 35,000 support. So we've got a double layer of support there. So it is highly probable that we hit here and bounce up. But if we don't, it is going to be a problem. And then really what happens next will determine probably longer term what's going to happen. If we do flop back down here and get weak at 33, I do still think we'll make a new low under 28,000 Bitcoin. I don't think that's over. I think a lot of people are starting to move on from that narrative and start to think bullishly, but just the overall recovery here wasn't super great. So I don't know how convinced I am. But yeah, I mean, if we bounce up here past this line and trade to the top side of it, at that point, I'll probably just stop mentioning the possibility of selling off. But until we really get comfortable in this area and stop looking so weak all the time, I just don't feel like I can say that's really going to happen. We keep ending up under the 200 EMA line at weird spots too. So it's just not a good sign overall. Something I wanted to talk to you guys about, as you can see in the title. So that was what I was talking about. Just one more dip. It looks like, I think, first of all, would love to have one more dip. And second of all, it looks like we could possibly still get one more dip if we stay weak under the 200 EMA, or if we don't and we make another move and reject again and we start heading below 35,000. At that point, there's still another chance to get another dip buy off on Dogecoin. The question would be, I guess, where could you possibly buy on Dogecoin if we do get another dip? So just knowing how the levels match up, and if you don't, we'll just side by side it. You can just kind of take a look at the two charts and get a good feel for what's what. And I'm going to delete some of these drawings here. So you can see right now we're at 26 cents on Doge. I'll try and make this a little bigger. Right now we're 26 cents Dogecoin. And we're somewhere around 36,000 on Bitcoin. Now what's interesting is before all this part two of the market crash started happening right here, when Bitcoin was at the 36,000 level, Dogecoin was at either 31 or 37 cents. Right here and right here, here and here. And then if you look back at those times, that's when Bitcoin was right in the same area right here. So the overall cryptocurrency market has, out of fear, lost some of its momentum. And Dogecoin has lost some of its sense that it had. And the support floor dropped a bit. Remember when we got the Coinbase announcement and we were talking about how the floor went up, the support bottom, absolute bottom price level of Dogecoin went up 6 cents? Well, as you can see here, just by taking a look at the chart and looking at where we are now, that Bitcoin's at 36,000. Instead of Doge being at 37 or even 31, it's at 26. So we've lost a lot of ground, and that means there's a lot of ground to make up. Now, the good thing about this, even if we don't get the one more dip that I'm talking about here, let's just say it does gain some strength and we see it take off. Cool. The nice thing about that is going to be the spring-loaded volatility that we get off of that move. So because Dogecoin's not where it should be, and we know that 36,000 was supposed to be 31 cents or higher, anywhere from 31 to 37 cents on Dogecoin, that means once we get confirmation from Bitcoin that we are recovering, Dogecoin's going to have to basically rubber band to catch up because it's lagging behind right now out of fear, just like a lot of the altcoins are. Just like it did on the move down on the move up right here when Dogecoin didn't move. As you can see, when was this? 615? Look at Dogecoin on 615. Dogecoin barely moved up at all when Bitcoin made this massive run. And it just stayed down, but it did follow Bitcoin on the way down once it crashed. So now Dogecoin's way under where it should be because of this the way it played this move right here, how it didn't follow it up, but it did follow it down. So that means when Bitcoin starts to recover and eliminate some of that fear in the market, you'll then see like a spring-loaded rubber band recovery as Dogecoin has to make up lost ground. Because Dogecoin's average price, if Bitcoin goes back to normal, Dogecoin probably goes right to like 50, 55 cents. we've had a lot of good news since the last time we were up. The Coinbase announcement, when we were crashed, Coinbase got us to 45. So imagine if Bitcoin recovers back to, 55, 60,000, where we would end up going back to beyond this 44,000 level that we just hit like a week and a half ago. Actually, this was like 3 weeks ago. I should probably stop saying that. Time flies, I guess. 2 to 3 weeks ago. So, I mean, we'll probably go 55, 60 cents pretty easily. So there's a lot of upside potential. That's almost 3x from where we are right now. And that's why it's such a big deal. If we could fail, like it looks like we might here, and get one more dip buy opportunity to buy closer to 20 cents, whether that's a couple cents under or what, that'll give us a pretty free 300% gain opportunity as soon as Bitcoin really recovers back to normal. And then as Bitcoin goes back along its path and drives the market cap up of pretty much every cryptocurrency, including itself, then we'll see continued gains on Doge and everything. So there's a lot of money to be made here. A lot of what I would consider safe money. Now, obviously, you can go into something smaller market cap and see a 10x investment or something, but then it's always the chance of what if you don't. There's the what ifs, but this is more guaranteed. And we're not just saying that. We know that there's actual things behind that. Can only donate in Doge. Yep, I turned off all other donations except for donating in Doge to support the movement. Now, I will say I haven't gotten any donations in Dogecoin yet. So like I said, when I did it, it'll probably cost me some money, but that wasn't the point. The point is to do my part in showing support. I never ask for money anyway. I don't do these streams to make money. With 30 to 100 viewers, there's no money to be made unless someone goes crazy on super chats, because ad revenue off 100 people is, pennies. So that's why this video really, I don't even have the normal ads on, because there's no point in bothering everybody with that. These are informative streams. I do this 100% for free. I don't ask for money. That donation thing's only up there to support the movement. If it wasn't for that, it wouldn't even be there. And I only even had super chats on because people asked if they could donate. So really, I just appreciate if you guys are enjoying the content, if you're learning anything, if you feel like you want to come back and see another live stream and where I can answer your questions, or catch the next video where I talk about this stuff too, but in a much shorter time frame, to just click subscribe and help me reach my goals. That's the biggest support you can give. Clicking the like button and also subscribing, because the like button actually brings more people to the stream. So short term, that's a great way to support. And thank you for 16 so far. Really appreciate that. I don't think... Oh, you said, I think it'll go up at the end of this wedge, not financial advice. It could go either way. And that's what's exciting about watching triangles, is you get to guess which way you think it'll go and then actually see which way it ends up going. But longer term in this wedge, I mean, we've still got a ways to go. So we've got some time here. If it goes up, cool. I mean, we've had plenty of dip buy opportunities. If the dips are over, the dips are over. It is what it is. We've been here when Dogecoin hit 16 cents like 3 times. You can't ask but for so many dips. And when the dips come, you actually have to buy them. Now, I think that's one of the biggest things that some of our newer traders in this group, that kind of watch this channel, are still trying to get acclimated with, is being patient and buying at the right moments, but actually buying at the right moments. You know what I mean? You can't be too skeptical when it comes to trading, or you'll miss good opportunities because you won't take any. I feel like a lot of times as people are trying to learn, and this is where the balance comes in, it's like the mentality of you can't miss any shots that you don't take, but at the same time, you can't make any shots that you don't take either. So, I mean, at that point, you're not even playing the game. You're just watching. So, I mean, you do have to get in the game at some point if you want to make money. Here we go. A little break short term from this little trend. And this gets us above the 200 EMA and above this line on Bitcoin. Now, from some people's perspective, they might be mapping out the tops of these, and that does hit multiple levels. So now we have to see, is there a potential reversal here? Something tells me there's also an EMA up here. Maybe not, but I am going to adjust my time frame. Yep, right there. This is why I said earlier, even if oh, you sent me some Doge. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Really appreciate that donation. There we go. First Doge Nation on the stream. This is why I said earlier, if you don't have levels mapped out, all you need to do sometimes, short term, is just adjust your time frame with the 200 EMA indicator. It'll usually give you the next level. Now, it just depends on what direction you're trying to look, but as you can see here, I flipped from the 1 where the EMA was here. We had just passed it. I'm like, okay, well, what's the next level of resistance? I flipped to the 3, and as soon as this reloads, Webull likes to do that sometimes. As soon as that reloads, I can see next level of resistance right about here. Now, when I just, with you guys, took a look at that, and I mapped out that line right here, it lined up pretty much perfectly with the, oh, that was the wrong line. Right there. It lined up pretty much perfectly with the 3-minute 200 EMA. So, that's what I was talking about earlier. There we go. So just imagine how, I didn't even draw that on the right spot. Just imagine how close that would have been if we didn't have a support. See, look at that. It meets up perfectly. Why does it take so long? Yeah, Dogecoin transfer shouldn't take 6 hours. It should take like 5 to 10 minutes tops. Oh yeah, I need to talk about crypto.com before I forget, so don't let me forget. And what's going on, Amanda? Welcome back to the stream. What's my view on AMP? Let's get to that. I really want to talk about AMP. I want to talk about crypto.com. Is there an email associated with that code, or is that code made from your broker? Yeah, it's just made from your broker. I don't know which one you use. I could probably help you out more, but usually if you click on with the withdraw or send option on Coinbase or something like that, it'll give you the option to send Doge to a wallet address, and usually you'll see a little option to scan a QR code. I just don't see the volume that would indicate true bullishness. Seems totally manipulated. It really does. It really does. Yeah, Amanda, he was asking you last night. Yeah, I was. And I talked about it earlier on stream too, and then Amanda came in 2 minutes before I had to shut the stream down. That was unfortunate. Chart was looking like a... Yeah, it really was. Chart was looking pretty bad. Really can't have that many indicators up. I'm even going to delete this. Really don't want to get sloppy. We know what we need to know. We don't need lines everywhere. Indicators and lines are your worst enemy. Have only what you need to know up. Mod, go skydive. Make sure you boot. The spammers. Only Jessica and Chippin. It's funny you remember Chippin too. Everyone else just a timeout. True. 24,000 Bitcoin. That would be nice, but that would be a concerningly low dip for Dogecoin. I don't even know if we want to see that. Just got a confirmation email though. See if you got it. Awesome. That should be going to my Coinbase wallet. So let's check it out. Something tells me it was like 69 cents or something. It's absolutely troll. Caleb wouldn't actually. Let's see. Oh, nice. He sent $3. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate that. Cool. I wasn't expecting an actual like donation. Thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to Caleb with the $3 Dogecoin donation. Hashtag pay me in Doge. First donation through with that QR code up there. I really appreciate the $3. Thank you. By the way, if anyone sends me Dogecoin as a donation, I'm not scalping with it. I'm gonna leave it in the account, and I'm gonna hodl with all of the donations. That's also part of my plan to help support the whole Dogecoin movement. It's not only hashtag pay me in Doge, but it's also hashtag hodl. So I will not be scalping with that. That is just gonna, whatever price you gave it to me at that moment is, you know, I've got those Dogecoins in the bank. And then we can, you know, later on we can talk about like what ended up happening with the donation funds kind of once Dogecoin skyrockets. So 34 people in the chat. Say hi, new people. We love to hear from you. This is a very chill stream. Ask anything you like to you like, he'll answer you. Also hit like, don't be greedy. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate that, both of you. But yeah, absolutely, not only, you know, hit that like button, of course, because that's how you show your main support of the channel, of the stream. But then also, yeah, ask questions, man. This is the whole point of the stream, and I have it in my Twitter bio and everything. The whole point of this channel is to help people understand things they don't have a firm grasp on, to learn new things about cryptocurrency and stocks and just how to trade in general and become better at all of it. But then to also interact with everybody, you know, not just me, but other people in the chat. And that's why we have the Discord group too, which I will be, you know, I just cut the price of that. It was like $20 a month. And I said, you know what, forget that. So if you click the join button on the channel, that's where you see how to join. But that's not important. That's not what I wanted to mention. So are we dipping one more time before we lift off? We very well could. And that's really what the title of the stream was. No clickbait or anything like that. It's just, you know, the way this is forming right now, and just based off the weakness overall that we've had going on here, I mean, it definitely looks like if we still show weakness here at this 200 EMA, I mean, we could easily end up doing one of these here. It's very possible that we just sell off right here, do this H pattern, and then end up making a new low. It is not at all off the table. And when you really zoom out and you see the fact that as of this moment, we've been making lower highs and lower lows the whole way down, and we have not broken that trend yet. I mean, sure, we had a dip here and a recovery back, but even here, all we did was get up to previous support level. You know, we didn't even break into any new territory. So it is extremely likely that Dogecoin dips again. I'm not saying to trade off of what I'm saying there. First of all, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. And second of all, it's also possible that it goes up. So this is not me giving you a buy-sell signal. I'm just saying it's extremely likely that no matter what happens here, we lose steam. Even if we break above temporarily, that we lose steam and head back down. And that's just been my opinion for the last 2 weeks. And, you know, so far I've been saying I'm bearish on Bitcoin. I'm bearish on Bitcoin. I'm bearish on the market. And, you know, we've tested my theory. I mean, we've come up to 35,000 Bitcoin. How many times? You know, the market, you know, plenty of people changed their sentiment. All of these times we came up here and we're knocking on the door of 35 and they're like, we're going to recover. We're going to recover. But, you know, I know what I know. I know how I feel based off what I see, and I did not change my stance. And so far, we have still been bearish despite. So, and today, I mean, we had a break into new bullish territory. We got above to the top side of the 35,000 level. We traded between 35 and 36. That was awesome. And now we're starting to sell off a little bit. So really the question is, what happens next? Here for the handsome thumbnails and ASMR voice. Oh my goodness. I hate my voice, man. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for the 20 likes. Can we get to like, I mean, we've got 36 viewers. Can we get to like 30 likes? It's always cool to see if we can get almost one like per person that's watching. That'd be cool. It's just a small thing, you know, it only takes a second, but it really helps the stream out. So thank you. Arat says, hi from Oklahoma City. What's going on, man? And Amanda, I will get to you. Don't worry. Edward then says, just got in. What's the price targets? I mean, right now, it's either Doge. Well, it's hard to say on the Dogecoin side first. It could be Doge to 25 and back under, or it could be Doge, you know, if we break above the EMA, we'll have to see what happens at 28 cents. This is definitely a decision moment right here. We don't have a whole lot of information at this moment. On some time frames, we're above the 200 EMA. On a lot of time frames, we're under the 200 EMA. And we're in this very awkward spot. So there's definitely going to be a decision made very soon. And so we'll get answers on which direction the market decides that we're willing to go in at this point. Bitcoin should have recovered a long time ago, just being honest. We should not be down here. So I can't write off the possibility that there's a Bitcoin recovery at any given moment, because Bitcoin does not deserve to be this cheap. We are overdue for a recovery, but we love the dips. It gives us more time to trade volatility and a deeper discount to buy in at, to buy more Doge. So, what about Bitcoin in the Wyckoff chart, following it perfectly. That's what I've been saying too. It has been following that chart pretty well. So there's also, just because of that, the one thing about Bitcoin though is it's emotionally, it's down here off emotion, not because of market manipulation from the like hedge funds and market makers, but because, you know, there was fear in the market. There was Elon Musk tweet, there was the China news, all of that made the market crash. It happened to also start following the wick-off pattern as well, off some of those moves. But you know what I mean? Since this is an emotionally driven crash, it's also going to be an emotionally driven recovery. Now, if there's no good or bad news and people are kind of feeling like it's about time for Bitcoin to recover, and everyone's also looking at the wick-off chart, and they start saying, okay, well, it looks like it's still following, so I'm going to buy when it hits the low on the chart and sell when it hits the high and everything, it'll start to create the price action and make it continue to follow that chart. So it'll kind of speak itself into existence at that point, or force itself into existence. But you know, overall, I think if we just ignored the wick-off pattern, I would think we were going down. But of course, if we follow the pattern still, that'll indicate that we're going up. So that's kind of where we're at. It's like pattern versus what the price action looks like. Which one will we follow? And overall, the market sentiment, I mean, you go to Webull chat, you still see people saying like, and not that Webull chat is any example of people you should be taking advice from or anything, but just go to different comment sections. This is what I do to gauge social sentiment and see how people are really feeling about the market. Because the way people are feeling about the market overall is usually the way it indicates how the next steps are going to play out. If you see that everyone's terrified, they're going to be very skeptical overall to start buying at dips, which means support levels might not hold that you might think would hold before. And so it just kind of gives you an idea of if you should be more bullish or bearish based off how everyone else is feeling. Because at the end of the day, to make profit, you end up just riding the wave, right? On uptrends, you buy low and you sell high. On downtrends, you short and you follow that wave or something like that. So hopefully 40 cents. Yeah, I mean, 40. What's going on, JoJo? Couple new names in here, and glad to see you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Don't forget, if you're not already subbed, consider hitting that button. Okay, y'all, I really do have to go to sleep, or I'll be drooling on my phone again in the morning. Have a great night. Make that money. Hit the like and sub. Matt Wallace subs so you can too. Appreciate that, Skydive. By the way, yeah, Matt Wallace was here in the stream yesterday, and he subscribed, so that was awesome. Yeah, have a good night, Skydive. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Ryan says good night as well. Cool. 18 more likes. Y'all can do it. Come on. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, now let's start talking about AMP a little bit while this price action plays out. So, AMP is really, really good, and I talked about this earlier. So if you were here earlier too and you heard me talk about AMP, just maybe I'll cover something I forgot to cover earlier. But I really like it. You're on the West, nice. Thanks, buddy. Have a good night. Yeah, it's good seeing you, Edward. Thanks for hanging out. Glad to have you. Hopefully you click that subscribe button, man. Hopefully I catch you in the next stream. Same for JoJo. And, yeah, appreciate all of you supporting tonight. Talking about AMP a little. AMP is really good because what it allows you, it enables transactions to go through smoothly regardless of what coin it is. So as long as the coin can be transacted with, and as long as, yeah. So Amanda, if you're still here, now we're talking about AMP. Hey, what's going on, Jonathan Johnson? Welcome back. So the thing with Flexa, or AMP coin, which is what it's, what it's better known as now. Have a good night, Skydive. Is that it enables you to make, enables you to pay with cryptocurrency with ease. So let me give you an example here, and hopefully I can summarize this for those that don't really know, because I actually did already install the app to test it out. So there's the network, and then there's also apps that run off the network already. So if you go to your app store and you just look up SPEDN, almost like Spend, but with the D and the N switched, you'll find the app, and it says Spend by Flexa. That's the app that they have out so far. AMP right now, AMP coin is about 5 cents. So it's very cheap. The thing is, though, AMP coin is trying to position itself differently than other coins in the market. It's not meant to be an extremely volatile coin like Dogecoin or SHIB or anything like that, where you see massive price fluctuations or anything like that. But the cool thing about it that is similar to Dogecoin is its value comes from being used. So you know how Dogecoin's value, like the value we can assign to it, is really just based off of how many people use it and how confident we can feel that it's going to succeed as a currency. Well, AMP coin only succeeds and only increases in value if people use the service. And if the more people use the service, the more the value of the coin goes up. And so then the question becomes, well, what is AMP and why would people use the service? Which would then tell you if it'll probably go up in value and be a good investment. And it really is cool because think of this. When it comes to making transactions, I'll pause the song for a moment. When it comes to making transactions, when you look into cryptocurrency, we all have our cryptocurrencies of choice. There could be some of you in this stream that prefer, and don't forget, buy the dip, guys. There could be some of you in this stream that prefer Bitcoin. That's your coin of choice, or maybe you're more into Ethereum, maybe you're more into SHIB, maybe you're more into Dogecoin. You know, whatever. Everyone has different coins and different portfolios. A lot of your coins you may want to buy and hold and maybe spend one day. But not all of the coins are made equally. And a lot of the coins are not as easy to use and transact with. So coins like Dogecoin, for example, Dogecoin is kind of tethered to the Litecoin blockchain. And so Litecoin's blockchain isn't too bad. So transaction fees are okay, but not great. Transaction speeds are all right. And there's more updates in the pipeline for Doge that will make those things much better. But as of this moment, if you were to use Dogecoin as a method of payment, like at a retail facility in person, it wouldn't be too bad. But here's the example that I thought was really interesting that I've also heard doing research on this. Imagine you go to a grocery store. So everyone in this stream right now, all 35 of you, are in different areas of the United States. And I'm going to, this thing's actually distracting me a little bit, so let me just do that. Depending on which area of the United States, or the world that you live in, because a lot of you aren't in the U.S., you're gonna have your own local supermarket that you like to go to buy groceries. So whatever that is, picture it in your head for the sake of this example scenario. So everyone should now know what your local supermarket is or grocery store that you like to go shopping at is. Imagine you go in and you've got a long shopping list. So you go, you start getting all your different items, you start loading up your cart or your buggy or whatever you call it, and then you head to the checkout line and it's time to check out. The cashier starts scanning all your items. You've got like $300 worth of items and, they're going at it. Now it's time, they tell you, all right, your total is going to be $320.50. So you're like, all right, I'll go ahead and pay. And I want to pay in Bitcoin. Let's just assume that people are accepting cryptocurrency now, because this is where this comes into play. So you want to pay with Bitcoin. Normally when you make a transaction, I don't know if any of you, especially if you're not in the US, you probably have, because in places outside the US, this is more common. But when it comes to doing tap and pay, I'm sure a lot of you have tried that with your phone using Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay, something like that. One of the most uncomfortable parts about it is like, is it going to fail? And how long is it going to take to go through? Because if it doesn't go through on the first try, or if you're having some technical difficulty and it takes like 10 seconds or 15 seconds, you just feel like everybody's staring at you. You feel like it's the end of the world. It's taking way too long. You would much rather just put your phone away, bring your card out, and forget about it. Well, imagine paying, when you pay with cash or your debit card, the transaction goes through like 5 seconds. Imagine paying with Bitcoin at the cash register. Bitcoin's usual transaction time, so going from one person, sending it to another person, it usually takes, anywhere from a couple to 20 minutes for a Bitcoin transaction to go through because of the dinosaur-like blockchain that Bitcoin, the network, just because of that and the way that it works and the way it's coded. So it takes about up to 20 minutes for a transaction to go through. How would you make that work if you're at a grocery store or anywhere in person trying to pay. Now, if you're doing an online payment or something, maybe you don't care so much about how long the payment's going to take to go through, because what rush are you really in? If you're using Amazon or something, you check out 15 to 20 minutes later, it'll tell you transaction confirmed and that your order is being shipped. Cool. But if you're in a store, that doesn't work. What are you going to do? You can't wait in line, so you're going to take your groceries, go stand over to the side for 20 minutes and stand there and wait for them to say, okay, your transaction finally went through, here's your receipt. No, that would never work. And so coins like Bitcoin and coins like Ethereum and coins like, let's just say Dogecoin, and coins like Litecoin and whatever. Let's just say whatever coins are not well optimized for transactions, for fast transactions at retail locations or anything, that's where AMP comes in and fixes that problem. So that's why the Flexa network, the AMP coin, is potentially going to be so valuable. So then the question comes up, what does AMP actually do? And what does the Flexa network that AMP runs on, what does it actually do, and how does it fix that problem? So as you can see on this app here, you are able, if you want to add funds to this app, which runs on the Flexa network, which is tied to AMP, you can see this. And let me see if you guys can see it. There we go. You can add funds, and these are the different cryptocurrencies right now that you can put on there. The way this works is it lets you pay, like you can import your Dogecoin or import your Bitcoin or whatever you're going to pay with directly into like the Flexa network. And then you go up to, let me just do this for example. When you're ready to pay, you click a button. You can select from the places that they'll let you pick from. Let's just say Petco is where you want to pay with your Bitcoin. And they already are they accept Flexa as payment. So you go ahead, you have them scan this code, and then it'll take your crypto out as payment. But the thing that the Flexa network does in between to make that transaction go through immediately is just like how a credit card company, when you go and swipe your card, they instantly verify the transaction, regardless of if it's fraudulent activity or not, with the risk that if it is, they'll have to kind of foot the bill. Because you know how sometimes you might get your card stolen and maybe there's a fraudulent transaction on it. What you end up doing is you call the bank, you say, hey, you guys approved that transaction. There's no PIN on it, but it actually wasn't me. It wasn't legit. So I need you to cancel that and give me my credit back or something, or they have to reimburse the store. Your bank usually takes the hit on that. They'll refund money to you or they'll give the money back to the store, but they'll take the hit. They're the ones that pay for it. And you can also check here really quick and see Bitcoin is falling below that little support level here. It has one more chance at 35.6, but we'll see what happens. Okay? So that's what normally happens with a bank. With decentralized currency, AMP tries to be that middleman when it comes to transactions. That same middleman. So even though Bitcoin will take 20 minutes from the time that you hit pay to the time that it verifies your transaction on the blockchain and then lets the merchant know he had the money, he's good, you can accept this transaction and move on. What AMP will do is automatically give the merchant the okay and say approved, regardless of if the transaction was actually approved yet or not. And they will be the middleman there and take the hit if it was a fraudulent transaction. And the way that works, because then you're like, well, how does that work? They're just setting themselves up. Well, it's obviously relatively secure because the way it works when you try to make a payment is you do put your collateral, whether that's your Doge or your Bitcoin or whatever, you put it on their app. So they can kind of have insight into what you already have in the wallet. So there should be a low chance that it's fraudulent activity. So they can feel a little more comfortable just giving the network the money and the automatic okay. The merchant, the money and the automatic okay, and then waiting for the blockchain to confirm the transaction and actually process the payment. But the way that gets funded, since it's decentralized, is via like the AMP coin. So you basically buy the AMP coin and then you stake it in AMP as collateral, and you kind of become the insurance for the transactions. So everybody that buys AMP and then stakes AMP on the Flexa network, they become the collateral for the transaction that people are executing using the app, if that makes sense. And for each transaction that is processed using the app, there is a transaction fee. And the transaction fees get paid back to the people that staked in the AMP coin, in the Flexa network. So that's how the people get rewarded for staking, is they get a portion of the transaction fees from the transaction. And the idea is you get a ton of people interested, a lot of people buy AMP coin, they then stake that AMP coin for a chance at the rewards of the transaction fees. But by doing that, they're also providing kind of the insurance money, the collateral, in case there is a fraudulent transaction, that money to cover where the Flexa network ends up being the middleman and biting that bullet and paying out regardless, comes from the stakers. But the concept is that way more than not, it's not going to be fraudulent activity, and most of the time you're just making money. So you end up making way more by staking and taking profit from transaction fees than you end up losing from funding a couple fraudulent mistake transactions. So that's the way the AMP coin works. And then the more demand there is on the network, I mean, like the more, I think they said the more people can actually, because they put a limit on how much you can actually pay per transaction. The more demand there is, the more that goes up, and then the more that the transaction fees are, the more that the people on the AMP network can make from the transaction fees. And then, just the demand will go up and up and up, and the value of the AMP coin will also go up because more people will want to buy it and then stake it, and it's kind of a continuous process. But anyway, long story short, AMP coin enables the retail use of cryptocurrencies that fundamentally suck for retail use due to transaction times taking forever by automatically approving the transaction on your behalf, even though they don't have confirmation that it's like absolutely legit from the blockchain yet. And if it was incorrect, they'll end up paying for that transaction with the stakers' money. But the stakers are getting constant rewards from transactions that are going through that are legitimate by getting a portion of the transaction fees. So it's just a really cool concept. And sorry, I know that took a while, but I mean, it's a late stream anyway. We're kind of hanging out, right? So, yeah. You're kind of right, but wrong. The fraud is covered by the merchant. The merchants pay a fee to use Flexa network to take payments. Wait, you said the fraud is covered by the merchant? Well, that's not what I heard. So if that's true, then I heard incorrectly. Then I was informed incorrectly from my research. Because from what I saw, it was the Flexa network. Like the merchants do pay the fee to accept the Flexa, but the Flexa network covered the cost, and that's what the collateral came from with the people staking. That was the whole point of the people staking, providing that money for the insurance. Because I don't see how that could possibly work the other way around. Because then why would the merchant pay to accept Flexa if they also then have to pay if it goes wrong? But I'll double check it. So how much is AMP? Yeah, it's like 5 cents. You got 420,000 Dogecoins? Jeez. That's what Tyler said? Okay. AMP, is that on Coinbase? AMP is on Coinbase. Yeah, AMP's on Coinbase. AMP's on crypto.com, even though I'm not going to recommend that right now because I'm a little annoyed by them, which I wanted to talk about too. So yeah, but AMP's on Coinbase, and I am going to be, after this SHIB and Doge thing kind of does what I expect it to do, I definitely want to diversify a bit into not only Ethereum and maybe Cardano. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet. I've been a fan, but they have a lot of catching up to do to beat Ethereum. So, it's just a lot. But AMP looks really cool. So I will be putting some money in there before it's too late. Should we sell? Oh, I would have sold already. My thing is, if you're ever trying to scalp and you're at a clear point of resistance and you don't look like you're moving up, there is nothing ever wrong if you're planning to scalp or constantly trade. There's nothing wrong with cutting and taking your profit there and waiting to see what happens next. Because worst case scenario, it goes up and you just buy at the next dip. So for example, if we're right here and it's just hovering and it's at resistance at the 200 EMA or at a resistance line, and it's not breaking above it, and you're like, man, is it going to keep going, or is it just going to dump and do this? If you sell right here and it doesn't dump and it just goes up, you just wait till it breaks out and then pulls back and holds, and then you just buy back in, and you barely missed any move, but you covered yourself from losing the loss. So there's that. Before the big dip. Thanks for the good info. Since you Doge, $4.2069. I appreciate that, Travis. Thank you so much for the donation, man. I love me some Doge. And like I said, guys, I'm not spending any of the Doge donations. I really appreciate it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hodl all those Doge that you guys send me. And oh my goodness. And when this is all said and done, I'll let you know like how much Doge I have in my donation account. And we'll see how much it's worth then. So that'll be cool. But yeah, I'll support the price going up on that one, on that account, by hodling that. Let's talk Doge. Yeah, let's talk Doge. Chris Mobley, merchants pay a fee to credit card companies to take credit card payments. Right. Right, they do. But then when there's fraudulent activity, usually it's the bank that ends up covering that, which I thought was the exact same thing, but with the AMP network covering that, the Flexa network. This isn't looking too great for Bitcoin, which kind of makes me excited a little bit because, you know, I did want to see a bit of a dip before the real takeoff. Because if it's not going to be a strong move out that's actually going to propel us above 42,000, then spend. I'll type it right here. It's almost like, okay, without the apostrophe at the end. It's almost like spend, but flip the D and the N around for some reason. I guess it's like speed and spend mixed together because it's supposed to be fast. There's one thing to note though, the money you put on it, you cannot get out. It's not like an exchange. So you deposit money into it and then it's there until you spend it. It's specifically made to spend your coin. So don't put anything on there you don't want to spend at a location. And the places they accept, I mean, it's not a whole long list quite yet. So it's still a work in progress. I heard that they're going to have Shopify support soon, which is pretty cool. Hey, Noah, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. But you can see here on the list, there's Baskin Robbins, Bed Bath & Beyond. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, if it's focusing. Yeah, there we go. But it's not a terribly long list. If I were to scroll down, it ends pretty much right there. So if you don't plan to shop at any of those places, I don't recommend that you throw much on there. But you can definitely, like I did, I just put a couple bucks. You know, I had like 30 bucks. So it's like 100 Doge that I didn't really plan to spend anyway. I just transferred it over to test it out. But I don't really shop at any of those spots. So unless I go to Petco for my dog or something, that money is going to be on there until further notice. But the concept is awesome because once there's more adoption, you know, then that's when that will really take off, when more places are registered with Flexa for payment. Betty Lavelle. Again, I'll replay that notification. I know I missed it because I was deep in conversation, but thank you so much for subscribing and helping support the channel. I appreciate you so much. If anyone else is new to this channel and likes these kind of conversations, then feel free to click that subscribe button as well and help me out. My average cost for Doge is 26 cents. Nice. That's great. 26 cents is good. Obviously, and I mean, that means you're right in right here. We might see a dip here. We might not. Either way, 26 cents is great. Once Bitcoin recovers, you'll have pretty much doubled your money instantly. So, I mean, I feel like sometimes people see the dips down to like 16 and like, oh man, my average is 26. But when you keep it in perspective and we really know like where we came from, where we belong, where we're going to head back up to, it's like, yeah, you're in at 25 cents. But when we get to 60, which we already came from, which we already know we should be at, which isn't even that far away when we look at where we've gone on these little announcements here and there during the Bitcoin crash, you'll be up like 100% on your investment. It'll only take probably a couple months. I wouldn't necessarily sell. If you just bought in, that's a different story. But if you've been holding for a while, there's not really much of a reason, because there's no confirmation we're going to crash or anything. This is just the normal price fluctuations as far as we're concerned. So there's no like, if you've been holding for a while, this isn't like a, oh my God, I need to sell moment or anything like that. So, you know, and plus we're almost at a support level, which is never where you want to sell. Because this is the highest, the most likely spot that there will be a reversal. That's how you end up selling at the bottom. And it's a thing that retail traders do a lot when they first get started and they end up losing a lot of money. They'll buy high and then they'll sell low, but the selling low will usually happen to be right around a reversal point. And it seems like every time that they either buy, the price goes down, or they sell, the price goes up. That's because they're buying and selling on the opposite side. So if you sold right now, you'd be selling at support, which is probably where it's going to catch and go back up. So it wouldn't be a technically great play. But again, like I said, it depends on if you've been holding already or you just bought in. But 26 cents is fine. I mean, it's fine. End of the day, if you're planning more to just buy and hold for a bit, and you're not looking to scalp a whole bunch of moves, 26 cents is fine. Noah says no hold, and then Ryan says you have a pretty good entry. I would hodl. Yeah, good stuff there. Nice sell off. Jeez. But I mean, it's hard to say, Jojo, and like I said, this is a very interactive channel, so I do answer questions thoroughly. It's hard to say because it also depends on, do you have average down money, and what's your play? You know, do you plan to scalp? Do you plan to hold? There's a lot of different factors. Obviously, if you don't have any average down money, you're planning to scalp, you'd probably cut the trade and realize that you bought in maybe not at the best spot. But if you're at all planning to hold a little longer term and you have average down money, then I definitely wouldn't mess with it too much. Noah says, hey, buddy, I feel like we're in one big poker game. Yeah, I mean, basically. It's like we're all in this together, though. The more minds we have put together, and hopefully, especially from those that are newer to this game, being able to take advice from me, who's been, trading for a couple years now successfully. The goal is for everybody here to be making money and to be in profit. And for pretty much everybody so far that's been coming to the channel frequently, as far as I'm concerned, I'd say like 95% of people are profitable, and like 4% that aren't profitable are getting back to break even. So, and that's usually because they started off before they came to my channel, like in the red, and they've been finding like good opportunities to average down. And I know even someone like, I think it's Stankus, the Stankus Stank. He's not here today, but he was like big time negative, and he's been following the channel. He's been buying the dips we talk about, selling at the most likely resistance points we talk about, and he's scalped his way so far back to break even, and now he's about to be in profit. So it's not like I'm some like crazy genius or anything like that. I'm not going to claim to be, but like I said, I've been trading for a couple years now. I've been through the losing thousands of dollars and blowing up multiple accounts trying to trade when I didn't exactly have the hang of it yet, and I thought I did. So taking that knowledge and that experience, losing plenty of money, and just trying to help other people out. And it's a good time. I know in due time, maybe the YouTube channel will take off too, and I can do this more often, and it'll kind of actually pay off. But for right now, it's just, free content. So enjoy. And also click subscribe if you want to be back for more of it. Hi there, average 0.002 cents. Wow, that's amazing. Travis says the same scenario happened last night, and when you woke up it was 28. Yeah, exactly. I said last night on the stream, I was like, I really don't want to cut the stream because I know when we end it, we're gonna go to sleep tonight, gonna wake up in the morning, and it's gonna be like Bitcoin 36,000. Sure enough, that's exactly where it was. You can just tell if you've been watching this chart for weeks straight, like some of the OGs of this channel have been on these live streams. We're just nonstop. We're looking at the Dogecoin chart all day and the Bitcoin chart. You get a feeling for when that's about to happen. It's happened multiple times where things started to sell off the night before, but they were just a little strong and kind of lingering near that resistance level, like it wanted to break. As soon as you turned around, it was going to sneak past. And that's what happened yesterday. And yeah, you can always scale out as well, so that you have average down money, like Ryan said. Very, very red candles here. Very interesting. You can see on Bitcoin, though, all it's doing, and that's why it's good to have both up, because the market leader is Bitcoin and the follower is Doge. So from Dogecoin, you're like, oh my goodness, we're in the middle of nowhere with red candles. Yes, true. But you look at Bitcoin, you see it's almost near a 200 EMA, which means that if Bitcoin does hold at the support line and slow down or reverse, Dogecoin will also stop falling. And so that gives you some insight in what's to happen next. Now, you can also zoom out, try and find levels, and you can see that we're pretty much at a support level as well on Doge, a support area. So, and we're at the the diagonal trend line. So there's multiple levels here that we're coming to. So we might fake out below this one, then we might catch at this one, and then reverse back up. Now, if it passes both, then I would start to be a little concerned. But this could just be like a bear trap. We'll see. Would be very common if it went like that and looped. Faked people out, made some people panic sell, but caught at the next support and went back into the triangle. I like your channel, so informative. Thank you, I appreciate that. But only at resistance. Play that music. I'll get the music back in a moment. As you wish. Persian. Oh, message retracted. Noah said, my average is 25 cents, but I have a quantity of one. I think there's a digit missing there. What is that, like 1,400,000? Or is that 1,400? There's some digits missing there. Or maybe there should be a decimal point. I'm not sure. Either way, that's a lot of Doge, so that's awesome. Persian says, how did you create that red support line? Down, baby. Yeah, I'm ready for a dip. And yeah, I did a little bit of a fake out move there. That's why you can't, look at your lines that you draw as areas. If you start looking at it way too technically, then you realize that some people may have had their line drawn using these wicks, and that's why you read it wrong and you sold too early. You should always be a little patient. Because if they had their support line drawn on these wicks right here, and then you look back up, it actually didn't go below. You just had your chart drawn differently than the rest of the people did. So there should be a little bit of wiggle room before you decide to just hit the buy button or slam the sell button out of panic. But how did I create the red support line? So basically what I've got here, I have two different red lines that you could be looking at. I've got this red horizontal line, and I've got this 200 EMA. The 200 EMA line is an indicator. So if I go up on Webull to indicators, I go all indicators, and I go EMA, it's in there. So you can check it or uncheck it. If you check it, puts it on the screen, but it's the 200 time frame. So then I go to edit indicators, find my EMA, go to the length, and I have the 200. And then if I click style, the 200 needs to be checked and on. And then I'm done. If you're talking about the horizontal line, drawings, horizontal line. Or you can just right click and go to drawings, horizontal line. So that's how you get both of those red lines up. All right, I'll go ahead and click play on the music again. Yeah, no problem, Persian. So let's see, what else did I have to talk about? So we talked about the one more dip scenario. We've talked about AMP now for Amanda. Let's see, what do we have left? SHIB, Ethereum, and Crypto.com. I don't know if any of you guys have Crypto.com. We'll start with that because I've been meaning to talk about it. Don't know if any of you have Crypto.com and you use it. Just a fair warning to be very careful, at least with your Dogecoin on Crypto.com. I liked Crypto.com up until I started to look at the transaction fees that they're charging. They're actually ripping people off. Absolute scam. So if you decide to use them, you will end up using a lot of money when you try and transfer your Doge. Now, when it comes to some other things, for example, like buying SHIB token or anything like that, Crypto.com, the app, is one of the easiest ways to do it. Now, they don't allow withdrawals to external wallets at this moment, so that is one negative thing. But other than that, if you're just looking for a place to trade the price action like you would Dogecoin or on Robinhood or Webull, you just want to buy and sell and not necessarily take out to a physical or external wallet, Crypto.com is good for that. And SHIB is the easiest place. Crypto.com is the easiest place to trade SHIB. If you want to actually hold SHIB, you've got to buy Ethereum tokens. Then you got to go to Uniswap, import those tokens to Uniswap, and then swap them out there for SHIB on Uniswap's exchange. That's the next way to do that if you actually want the tokens in your wallet. But if you just want to trade the price action, then Crypto.com is good. The problem comes when you actually want to withdraw your coins and send them to an external wallet. If anybody knows kind of the tokenomics of Dogecoin, you know that per block, there's about 10,000 Dogecoins made, created, fabricated, and you know kind of some of the technical specs. For example, that it costs about 1 Doge for a transaction. That's like the standard fee is somewhere around 1 Dogecoin for a transaction. So if you want to take your Dogecoin out of Crypto.com or Coinbase, for example, and then send it to an external wallet, the network fee is usually going to be 1 Dogecoin, which right now would mean about 25 cents. Now, sometimes there will be a bit of an upcharge. For example, when I tried to make a withdrawal of my crypto from Coinbase to my wallet, they charged me 1.5 Dogecoin. So instead of 25 cents, they charged me about 30 cents, whatever. Or I guess about 40 cents, 1 Doge to 1.5 Doge isn't much of a difference at this point. Now, I went to withdraw my Dogecoin from Crypto.com and transfer it over to a wallet. Actually, it was when I was trying to do the test of the Flexa app. That's where I tried to withdraw it to. Take a look here at how much the fee was for that. And thank you guys, whoever it was, for following me on Twitter. I appreciate that. Welcome. I posted this on my Twitter account. Also, again, this was dope. Shouts out to Matt Wallace. I don't know if he's in the stream right now, but he was in the stream yesterday. And he said that he enjoyed the content. He said, enjoying your stream, bro. And then he said that he subscribed. So that was really dope. And it was awesome to see him pop into our stream and actually say that he was enjoying the content I was pushing out. So, hey, guys, if Matt Wallace subscribed, consider hitting that button as well. Maybe the stream is actually okay. But anyway, on this tweet here, I said these fees, and I sent this right to Crypto.com. I said these fees are unacceptable. I was quoted 1 Dogecoin for the same transaction on Coinbase, and then that this model needs to be updated. Here's the transaction I executed. I went to send 100 Doge to my external wallet. The fee on Crypto.com is 50 Dogecoin for a transfer. To send your cryptocurrency, your Dogecoin, off of that exchange into an external wallet, their flat fee is 50. That is 50 times the normal fee. That's 50 times the actual network fee, and it's about 40 times what Coinbase charges. So that is an absolute scam. That's why I said Crypto.com scam. Do not use Crypto.com for your Dogecoin if you plan to frequently buy it and offload it to a external wallet. You will get absolutely ripped off. Wrecked. Any AMC talk? Yeah, we can talk AMC. CDC charged me 5 million SHIB. Oh my goodness. To move 150 million SHIB to external wallet. 5 mil. Yikes. I mean, you look at the price now, and 5 million is like, probably a couple bucks. But imagine SHIB's price goes up, and you look back and you were paying 5 million SHIB just to move it to your wallet. The prices are absurd. But to compare Coinbase's 1.5 Doge transaction fee. And Coinbase is supposed to be expensive, by the way. A lot of people say the fees are high. And then Crypto.com is just nonchalantly charging 50 Doge for a transaction. That is insane. So yeah, they took half of my transfer. Because I was only sending 100 Doge and they charged 50. So I only got 50 Doge. And you can see on Flexa network, if I had showed you my transaction history here, so you can actually see what I ended up receiving. You can see the bottom donation right there. I mean, the bottom deposit was the one from Crypto.com. Let's wait for that to focus. You can see right there, 50 Doge is what I ended up getting off a 100 Doge send. It's absolutely disgraceful. Shame on them, honestly, because, and I tagged Matt Wallace in that tweet, hoping he'd make a video on it, just because, you know, mine probably won't get seen by everybody. I will make a video on it, though, if he doesn't by the end of tomorrow. But there's probably so many people that aren't looking at the transaction fee when they try to withdraw, and they're just clicking accept. They're just getting ripped off, especially if you don't have a lot of money, you know what I mean? And you only are buying a couple hundred Doge at a time. That's all you've really got to mess around with crypto with. I mean, you're just getting robbed every single time you offload it to your wallet. That's robbery. You know, that shouldn't be allowed. Not 50 times the standard fee with no warning. So, and just to prove my point, let's do send to pay with Doge. Let's try and send it to, let me just find a random Dogecoin wallet. I just want to prove that I'm not making this up. Okay, never mind. I don't have enough Doge on here anymore. I sent it all. Never mind. But I'm sure you guys believe me. It was 1.5. It just wouldn't let me screenshot it for security reasons, so that was unfortunate. But if you try it on Coinbase, you'll see it for yourself. 1.5 Doge is the fee. Let's see. What else did you guys want to talk about? Let's get the comments back up here. Yeah, it's absolutely disgraceful. So I'm definitely going to make a video on it if Matt doesn't by end of tomorrow. It needs to be discussed. AMC, yeah, let's take a look. Let's look at those and then let's talk SHIB and ETH. But let's take a look really quick at the meme stock market, if you will. Let's look AMC and GameStop. So starting with GameStop. GameStop's kind of in that same predicament that that Bitcoin is kind of in right now, the crypto market, where there was the run up and then the massive sell off and no recovery. I think GameStop's going to be here for a while. And in fact, unlike my feeling on Bitcoin, which deserves to be high in price, I don't think GameStop, obviously it doesn't deserve to be this high in price. This is just kind of what the Reddit army and the meme stock army has assigned the price to be, you know, as high as it's gotten based off trying to just buying it and holding it and then trying to do the short squeeze. Obviously, we know GameStop fundamentally was only worth, you know, $40 at its peak, $50 at the best moments ever that GameStop had years ago in 2008. It went up to about $60 at the all-time high. The Reddit armies pushed it up to 514. So, I mean, we're in a new territory at this moment. But the point is, here, you can just see these lows that it was making and how it looks like it's also losing some volume here as time goes on. And then the 200 EMA is coming down with it. It's getting sandwiched here in this decision-making zone. It's only got, you know, at this trajectory, it's only got a couple more days before it has to decide if it's going to break out to the top side or just continue part two of the sell-off. I think it might end up going down. It's already tried to under 200s twice. So I think it could sell off here and then, you know, GameStop starts seeing 180s pretty soon. I've been bearish on GameStop since here.
Okay, and so far I've been correct. So I had my share of puts on that one and everything, and they did well. And I'm not a bear of GameStop, but I just look at the price action and say, all right, this is probably what's going to happen next, and we see if it does happen. Now, as you can see, this was one potential scenario I had drawn out a while ago, potential cup and handle. It did not end up playing out. It would have really had to go up way higher than that, so I'm not even sure why I drew that pattern. But at this point, AMC, it's definitely trying. I mean, the one thing you could say is that if you're not in AMC yet, what you now have on your side is the 200 EMA line by this point. As you can see on multiple time frames, it's kind of catching up to you there, or with you, right with you. So at least you're near a level, but the shorter time frame you go, kind of the worse it starts to look as far as which side of the 200 EMA you're on. 15 minutes, you're under as of tonight. 1 hour, you've been trading sideways on it. I mean, 30 minutes, 1 hour, you're right on top of it. Let's check 4 hours, you're not near it. Yeah, I don't know. AMC is one of those things that I do deep down believe should go up based off of how many supporters it has right now. But I don't see the price action to match how much support it has, which I think is very strange. Unlike GameStop, which has been able to hit its price targets very easily. I mean, the pump to 500, then recently the pump to 300. AMC has had the hardest time, and I mean, people aren't like selling either. Obviously, I mean, look at the price. It's been holding at 50 to 60 for a couple weeks now. But people are having the hardest time, despite all of the support there, making it, just getting back to 70, 60, 70 bucks. So I don't really know how to feel on AMC. As much as I've felt bullish, it's looking like they can't pull it off. So at this point, I mean, there could be a sell-off back to 40s and then it maybe try again, a pull back to here in another attempt, but I don't know. Typically breakdown, yeah, I'm feeling a pullback to 42 and then a move up again. But it's becoming obvious that at this point, they're not doing a great job, the AMC buyers, of really having an effect on the price in a bullish way. Now, the one thing I always say about meme stocks, though, is it's hard to do technical analysis on those and also be correct, because at any moment, I mean, these guys trade differently than most people trade. And I say these guys, I've been part of it too, but I'm just saying, the meme stock traders trade differently as a whole. They buy and they hold. So moments where you think normally the price would go down, sometimes it doesn't go down. Sometimes it'll go below a support line or under a key level and it'll hold instead of selling off, because people, they don't have stop losses set. They're not panic selling, because they're not panicking. They're not selling. They're diamond handing. That's the whole meme stock thing. So a lot of times, because of that, all it takes then is a little bit of a spark. So, you might see a gradual sell off and you're like, oh, this is definitely going to go down. But then the price hits like a support level, starts to come up, and all the meme stock buyers start jumping in. Just like right here. After the first sell off, it didn't make the next level again. It didn't come back up here. So you should have seen probably a stronger sell off, but it came back down. And sure enough, they just start buying it up. And then it fails this level. They're like, ooh, a spark, a sign of hope. They make it jump from 52 to 60 bucks, sells off again, same thing again, sells off again, same thing again. Like, they see everything as dips. There's a difference there. There's never, oh, this is going to crash. The lower the price, the better the dip, and they're going to buy the dip. So it's really hard to kill meme stocks. So even though I say I feel like it's going to go to 42 and bounce, it might not. It might just be taking a long time, and they're just preventing the sell-off. So instead of doing that, it's just going to do this and ignore the sell-off portion, and then over time go up. So that's one scenario. Workhorse has not been looking good the last times I've looked at it, because these are the other meme stocks here. Oh, it actually made a move up, so that's interesting. Oh, well, this wasn't recent. This is recent. It's doing okay. It had a nice move that one day here from 15 to 18. Now it's trading sideways again, deciding what it's going to do. Obviously, a move up at this point could be insane if it broke above 18 with room up to like 30s. So Workhorse, you could just set an alert on and kind of put your alert right here. Create alert for if above like 18 cents. And then you'll get notified if it starts to do something crazy. So that could be something to watch. BlackBerry, under the 200 EMA, not looking nice. There's There looks like no sign of recovery anytime soon. If it does, it's going to take forever to cup that one out. Wendy's was another one, but I saw volume really looking crappy. Yeah, look at that. Not good at all. And then what was left? Clove. Clove never really likes to die permanently. You can see all these different moments it's had. It looks like it's fizzling out right here. So yeah, that's pretty much it, right? What's left? BlackBerry, Wendy's, Workhorse. I mean, there's a couple others, but they're not super important. So yeah, there's that. But going back to stocks now, what I want to talk is Ethereum and SHIB. So that's not Ethereum. Oh, okay. Ethereum, keep in mind, guys, Ethereum is a big boy. All right, now it might take some time to get the price to really move up like Dogecoin can move and like the other guys because it's a much higher market cap. It's second place to Bitcoin. It's very high up there in market cap. It's harder to move. It's heavy. But we know that Ethereum came from 4,300. We know that Ethereum hosts SHIB and most of the things that we see on this top 100 market cap, they are DeFi apps that run on top of Ethereum. Ethereum is the network. Ethereum is massive with massive potential. We also know of Ethereum 2.0 that's supposed to be coming early next year. That's going to be a major overhaul that's going to make Ethereum even better and even more viable. And probably at that point, we'll really start to present a case for it to start getting close to Bitcoin's market cap as it runs and it does so much, but then it's also way more efficient with the proof of stake network that it'll be running on. So, I mean, there's just a lot of potential here. The lower you can buy this one, the better. My sweet spot has been like anywhere between the 1,700 mark and like 1,800, 19. When I get to 2,000 and above, I kind of hope for another dip, and that is a little greedy because once this takes off, it probably won't come back. But Ethereum's looking nice, you know, for a dip buy. And then that's pretty much all for Ethereum. We talked about AMP already. Looking at 1 inch for a possible pump soon looks undervalued. I have no idea about that one, so I'll have to look that one up and then get an opinion on that. But I haven't researched the 1 inch crypto. Shiba Inu. Does anybody want to talk about SHIB? Is anybody even interested in SHIB that's in the chat right now? I mean, I'm not. I am not a SHIB fan. But I do trade it. So, I mean, I'm more biased towards not liking it, to be perfectly honest. But if anything is going to succeed, and I can tell... Wait a minute. Onboarding. What does that mean? Wait a minute. Well, that's interesting. So here's what ended up happening with SHIB today. And this wasn't very good, in my opinion. Shiba Inu has been, I don't know if you know much about it, but it's been consolidating at this 7,000 Satoshi or units level right here at about 7,000. As you can see, that's kind of been the average price. Support, 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 and then trading on both sides. Right there, wrapping around the 7,000 level. It's had fluctuations up to 9, almost 10. This move up was off the Coinbase Pro announcement. Then, just like stealing candy from a baby, Coinbase Pro said, never mind, it's not working yet. We'll get back to you when we get it fixed. And then they had another run up right to the same level after, you know, on the run up today for the news of the AMA event where they thought they were going to get a Shiba Swap announcement. But instead, the developers are being real pains in the butt and they won't give out any information. So it was an absolute fail of a day. And I'm surprised it hasn't sold off more. But what this means, if SHIB does hold anywhere up here, that's pretty bullish if you ask me, considering this was a hype run up and they got no actual news from it. It was just an event. I would expect for that to cool off over the next day or two and head back to 7,000. But, I mean, they're pretty high up at this point. This is about a 30% gain. And there's just a lot of room to move. The thing about Shiba Inu is it's not a Dogecoin competitor, no matter what it wants to say. The only thing it competes for is Dogecoin's buyers' attention. The two cryptocurrencies have nothing in common. Dogecoin is a retail coin with nothing else behind it. No exchange, there's nothing else. you can't really do anything with Dogecoin except for buy things with it, send it to people. Dogecoin is the everyday person's coin to spend, to transact with, like currency. Shiba Inu is a completely different game. They're building Shiba Swap, which is going to allow you to exchange SHIB for other tokens, similar tokens that they have. And then they also are creating this whole staking ecosystem. Now, how that really takes off, I don't know. The thing about Shiba Swap that they have not really mentioned, and maybe I'm just a little uninformed here, but I have not been able to find it, is being able to buy on Shiba Swap tokens other than their tokens. Because if you can only buy the other SHIB tokens and it's not a real exchange, which I don't think it is, to me that makes it sound a little useless once the SHIB hype wears off. Because they have a lot of, I mean, if you read their wolf paper, which is their white paper with the details on like what their goal is and everything, you can see that, I mean, they let you dig, they let you bury. Basically what they do is you buy SHIB token, you stake in the network, which I think is considered burying, and then once you do that, you get rewards via some of their other tokens, which are bone, there's leash, there's going to be some Shiba treat, whatever. It gets unnecessarily complicated, but their whole thing is buy it and stake it and not spend it. But what that means is if there's also no real value, and this is kind of my problem with some of these savings coins, if there's no real value, if it doesn't do anything at the same time, it's like, yes, you can stake it, but if no one really cares about it, especially it's something that's meme value driven, like just playing off the dog breed, if people get bored of it at all, what's going to keep like people from staying staked? And like, how are you going to continue making money off of it if people aren't still like buying it and doing stuff with it? So a little controversial, but that doesn't matter. That's more of a long term. What is Shiba really, what's its end goal? But shorter term, I mean, SHIB is only 2 million market cap. If it can, from its angle, get anywhere near the top, you know, anywhere up here in the top 10, or let's just say the top 8 or top 5 area, if it's really good at what it does as an exchange and it's good at what it does as a savings staking coin, let's just say it gets close to Dogecoin's market cap, even though they won't be competitors because they're two different animals. You know, if it gets close to Dogecoin's market cap, it could 10x from where it is right now. Dogecoin is 34 billion market cap, where SHIB is about 3.4, 3.5 billion. So exactly a 10x difference, a 10 times difference between the two in market cap. So basically all that means is will SHIB get to 1 cent? No, not anytime soon. It's really not possible. Best case scenario, you can probably just take off 1 0 and there will be that. So you just shift these numbers up over 1. And it really almost got close to its all-time high already up here. So when it hit this point, it only had about 3x to go before it would have hit its all-time high. So SHIB, I mean, it's got 10x potential in it. Obviously, that's higher than Dogecoin's 4x potential, but I feel like Dogecoin's 3 to 4x potential is more guaranteed at this point than SHIB's success. Because if at any point SHIB's community fizzles out, it will not succeed in what it's even trying to do. Shiba will go to Robinhood, yes. So it needs to go to Coinbase as a catalyst, but it more importantly needs to go to Robinhood to be traded. And that will be good for people then starting to trade it as a money-making opportunity. Because right now, to interact with SHIB, it's way too difficult to do. If it can go to Robinhood, there will be way higher like volume in SHIB, which will increase volatility. In the same way that when Dogecoin went to Robinhood, that's when it exploded. Before that, the price, you know, it's taken years to barely go up over time. If SHIB can go to Robinhood, people will start trading it to, you know, buy and sell it. And though that's not good super long term, it's not as great as being able to buy something and put it in a wallet. SHIB could use some volume. I mean, it's been trading sideways for weeks now, just because people haven't really been interacting with it. They just bought it and now they're holding it, and there's no new people. So that'll be good for SHIB going to Robinhood, and much more exposure. It's already really, really difficult to buy SHIB, which is another problem. Going to the largest, most easily accessible brokerage is going to let people that don't even care about SHIB buy some SHIB, trade some SHIB. And and the good news off that, the catalyst, that'll make the price go way up. So you'll probably see 5x right around that time, I think, or more. With Shiba Swap and Robinhood and everything, it'll probably be, 5x or something, 5 to 7x. And then over time, time will tell whether or not the market cap continues to increase and it really makes a move up beyond the top 15. Or, yeah, because 3x, 5x, let's see, that would be somewhere about 15. Yeah, we'll see if it makes it into the top 10. I think it could get pretty much anywhere under there pretty easily with the good news actually playing out. Whether it's temporary or not. But we'll just have to see. But yeah, the AMA event today for SHIB was a complete, in my opinion, and in some of the SHIB people's opinion, so it's not even me being negative. It was just a disaster. I don't know if anyone tried to watch it, but first and foremost, it was through Telegram, and it was text only. So they had a text only live stream like event with the SHIB army. So you would tune in and you would just watch the devs typing to each other. So that was pretty bad, pretty terrible. There was no voice. You just had to read. So that sucked. And then on top of that, they refused to answer any questions regarding what to expect with Shiba Swap time frame wise. So they won't tell like when it's going to come. All they said is soon. Now going to their website, you see right here it says onboarding. That doesn't mean it's going to go live though. I think that just means with the Certic certification, they're finishing up their stuff. So that does mean it's probably coming very soon. But the SHIB fans were really left disappointed as they got no new news today. So that kind of sucked for them. They were definitely trying to get some, and it was really annoying listening to the devs talk about it too. So far I don't like them that much. I mean, anytime you're behind a program like this, something that's supposed to be so large with one of the largest armies that are just supporting you no matter what, like give your people a tease, like a teaser or something. Say should be coming within the next 4 months or 3 months or 2 months or this year or something. I'm sure a lot of people assume this year, but give them something to just keep the hype going and keep the price afloat and everything. It's kind of my same point that I had with like Elon Musk, where it's like you're in control of the market and you see that it's crashing partially because of you, right? Because you crashed Bitcoin. Give Dogecoin, if you care about it, like give the people a little something to keep the price afloat. Like it doesn't take much. But yeah, didn't get anything from the AMA. It was pretty bad. Steven says, I stayed the whole AMA and it was terrible. It was really bad, man. And I'm trying not to dog it too much because, I know the devs probably, they did something for the people, but it was bad. It was bad, and it's not what the people wanted either, which is annoying. That's what annoys me too. Cryptocurrency and this whole movement is supposed to be for the people. I feel like Elon Musk with Dogecoin understands, because he's a really relatable, down-to-earth person, like doing stuff for the people and having a good time with it. The SHIB people were like, even though we're not a Fortune 500 company, we do think like one. And so, we're not going to say anything time frame wise until we really know. And we're not going to let anybody know what we have in the pipeline until it's time to discuss it. And, only way you'll find out anything is via leaks if we decide to leak something. They just didn't sound like a for the people type group. And by the way, like I said, I'm not in the SHIB army at this moment. I hold no SHIB. I've been trading SHIB with a couple $100 on my account. I bought at 7, I sold at 9. This moved back up to 9. I wasn't part of because I wasn't really looking at the AMA event, so I didn't know why the price was running up, so I wasn't interested in buying as it went up because I didn't want to be buying near the top. I didn't know when it was going to stop, but yeah, I just don't like Shiba Inu. I don't believe in the concept. I don't like the coin, but I will trade the volatility. That's how traders make money. But still, I want to see any coin that's not a scam succeed, and I'll discuss anything. I don't have to love it. But the AMA was just bad. I mean, for the SHIB army, it sucked. It did not seem like it was for the people. It seemed more like it was just a very much like for us, by us, and we'll give you guys a little bit of something to talk about here, but not tell you anything at the same time event. And it seemed very amateur. I don't know. My concern has still always been, it's been a long time that they've been talking about Shiba Swap. And I don't want to say, you know, the devs are fraudulent or anything like that, because I have no knowledge of them, and I'm going to assume that they're not. But when you keep putting off something that you keep promising people, and it's the main catalyst, and you won't give anybody any sort of time frame on when it's going to happen, and you refuse to give them a hint, to me, it's just like, what are you guys really trying to accomplish? Because there's also like a developer wallet too that they talk about that, you know, the devs are going to get some money. I think that comes once Shiba swaps out, but, you know, they've got something in there for them. So, you know, just a little concerning. And I don't think it's a rug pull or anything like that, but the way they approach it makes it seem a little scamish sometimes. And a lot of people already feel like SHIB can be a scam, and these catalysts are, even on their website, it said it was a meme token that's transitioning into something of value. Don't make it seem more like a meme scam token by, you know, handling, I don't know. The way they handled it did not help the cause. That's all I'm saying. The event wasn't good. But maybe the next one will be better. We'll see. That's pretty much all I got to talk about, guys, for tonight. I don't want to keep you guys too long. For sure, you agree? Yeah, I was hoping it wasn't just me. And, I mean, I went on this guy's Twitter, and I did comment, and of course he didn't respond. But I said, I understand not wanting to give any kind of firm timeline on the Shiba swap, but why not even a tease? I feel like any coin's army deserves some sort of hints as time goes on. More specific hints beyond soon. You know? That doesn't cut it. And what that ends up doing is, as people lose faith in the coin, you just see the price start to sell off and sell off and sell off. Then people start to panic. Is it over? You see a steep sell off, and now you've got to recover from the bottom. So it's like, why not just give, you know, a little bit of bait? Give the people what they want, a little bit, kind of like Elon was doing. You know, he would send out the tweets and, you know, just be a picture of a Doge or something, just keeping it up. Now it started to backfire on him, and the Dogecoin army got a little disrespectful. So I think that's partially why he's been quiet recently. He's like, all right, y'all are kind of taking the fun out of it, so until further notice, like once things are actually closer to being happening and being ready, then I'll come back out. But until then, I'm going to take a chill pill. That's kind of the vibe I've gotten from Elon so far. But he gave the people what they want on Saturday Night Live, on his Twitter account, in person. He understands. I just didn't get that vibe from SHIB, so that's a little worrying. But we'll see how it plays out. Very, very likely that it's not a scam and it's legit, and the people that are invested in it will have some sort of return on their investment. That's the hope, at least. But yeah, there's that. Any other questions? I think this is a pretty good time to wrap up stream. Don't forget, click that subscribe button, guys, if you haven't already. I see there's like 31 of you. If I can get like half of you even to click subscribe if you haven't already, you'll really help me reach my goal. Tomorrow is the last day of June here, at least in the US. I know a lot of you are in different time frames, but I'm trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of June. And I've been on track, but today it's been a slow day. So yeah, if you appreciate this content, this is my second live stream of the day. I did stream for an hour earlier, so, you know, it's been a long time. But yeah, click that subscribe button. Take that extra moment, and I know on the phone you got to flip it and minimize the video to click the button. I know it's annoying, but yeah, feel free to click that subscribe button, and it really helps out this channel more than you know. We know as soon as you stop streaming, price is going to break one way. That's the way it always happens, right? As soon as my stream ends, the price decides to do something interesting. What's interesting is we're about to break below support here, which is pretty shocking. We are really testing the 35,000 level on Bitcoin, which was the key level, you know? Flipping to the top side was the key level. Now, at the same time, if you kind of look at the Wyckoff distribution, there was something here. So right here, we're right about here at the spring test, and then this last test here before the takeoff, there is a possibility that this could be, you know, spring test, and then the move up and some kind of pullback of some sort here. Spring test, and then a takeoff. And that's why I had this arrow here, because I was just wondering if we were going to see the pullback and then the actual takeoff. If it is part of the Wyckoff distribution, we might end up seeing, you know, the spring. Where's my line go? Okay. You know, the spring move, test, and then kind of the takeoff. So let's keep an eye on that. That would mean it has to come back to 33,000. Whoops. But we'll see. Or it could be a pullback to here if it's just going to be a smaller one. Hey, what's going up, Advantage? Glad to have you, man. Just about to wrap the stream up. That's it. Nothing crazy. You know, just we talked about a lot tonight, though, so that was dope. I mean, we got a lot covered. We talked about everything in the title. The potential dip opportunity, which we're now seeing play out right now. Talked to Crypto.com, how you shouldn't use it for Dogecoin because they rip you off. They charge 50 for taking your Dogecoin and sending it to an external wallet. They charge you 50 Doge when the fee should only be 1 Doge. Coinbase charges 1.5 Doge. Crypto charges 50 times the real price. And then we talk SHIB. Today was a flop, but the price is holding up, so that's cool. SHIB still has Shiba Swap actual announcement and Coinbase Pro bringing them back on as a catalyst. So there's a lot of room for, you know, another off the Coinbase Pro, a 30% pump in price pretty quickly, and then off Shiba Swap you could see it multiple X. I think at least 2X pretty quick. So there's a lot of money to be made, but at this moment I still am on the fence about Shiba Inu coin. AMP, we talked about AMP, really good. That's what I'm going to invest in probably next after I've got my Doge account set up, you know, how I want it, and my Ethereum investment in place, and maybe a little Cardano. AMP is going to be probably something I go big in and give that a try. It's only 5 cents per coin, by the way, so it's nice and cheap like Doge was before it took off. And then there's Ethereum, which is, you know, the big boy, kind of the safe investment. If you're not really one for Bitcoin, Ethereum's like the futuristic investment opportunity compared to Bitcoin. So yeah, kind of in conclusion there. And as you can see, we are struggling a bit here. I'm really tired here, but I definitely want to get a good stream off and make sure we can answer all questions. This is nice too. It follows Wickoff exactly. Yeah, it's been following it exact. So I really think, I mean, it's very possible that we see a fail of the 35,000 line here, a pullback to 33, and then that be the rocket fuel for the actual takeoff. That would not be unsurprising, even from my bearish perspective, because I was saying I didn't feel like this should be it, but to see one more big pullback and confirmation that we're, you know, loaded up and ready to go, and then seeing, you know, a pullback to here, a spring-loaded pullback, and ready to take off, that would kind of fit the wick off right here pretty well. All right. Right here. That would almost fit it perfectly. Now, it does say this line should be in line with near the initial drops as well. There's a lot of technicalities here. And I mean, it's pretty freaking close. It could be a pullback to here. Anywhere in this general area. But that would mean recovery's coming soon. So that could be powerful. If that plays out, that could be really strong. By the way, guys, I am working on my own store now. So I'm creating my own Dogecoin shirts. And I will have those. I'll wear them on stream first. And then if you guys ever want one, I'll let you know how to get one. They will be high quality material. Because I despise low quality clothing. I'm not bougie, don't get me wrong. I have no designer stuff, but I'm just saying I do not like low quality t-shirts. So they will be the good stuff. I won't cheap out on that. And then the design will be cool too. And it's going to be neutral. I'm not going to have like my logo plastered on it or anything. It's going to be for people that trade. If you're into Dogecoin, there will be Dogecoin shirts. If you're into crypto, there will be crypto. If you're into stocks, there will be more neutral ones that just talk about, you know, buying the dip and stuff like that. But the only place you might find my logo would be like in the tag, where the tag would be. That'll just be how I label it. But I don't like buying people's merch when they advertise their channel on it. It makes me feel weird because I'm not part of the channel. So it's literally just going to be like a Dogecoin crypto little cool clothing store. Has nothing to do with my YouTube channel. So I want a shirt. Just bought one from Coinbro. I was about to buy one from him too. I really like his. You can tell the shirts that he wears are high material, like high quality, and so that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. I just ordered the shirts yesterday. Got like 50 of them, and I've got the stuff I need right here in my. I'll just give a quick glimpse. This is my Amazon page. I've got a whole bunch of stuff in my cart. So yeah, as soon as that stuff gets here, I'm gonna, over the next couple days, keep working on the designs. I've also got my store that I've been working on here. If you guys saw this, look at this window. See how many tabs I have up? You see this? Oh, y'all can't see it. Hold up. See how many tabs I have up? This is what you guys can't see. This is me working in the background. When I'm off stream, this is all for creating my stuff. My next video, you can see some SHIB logos up there and YouTube stuff, live stream, thumbnails, research, store, material, the music. Like a lot of work goes into what I'm trying to accomplish, but we're not going to stop. And the shirts, making the shirts has nothing to do with making money. This is not like how people say, please buy my merch to support the channel. I don't even expect to be making a profit. I just want to see some cool Dogecoin clothes out there. And I got this shirt off Amazon, and not only was it expensive, but it was overpriced. So I want to kind of make some of these better quality that we could feel comfortable kind of wearing out. You know what I mean? Not feel embarrassed. So that's what I'll have soon. I'll keep you guys posted. You'll know. And I will figure out a way to accept Dogecoin for them as well. That'll be cool. Hats, Branson says. I'm not gonna have hats to start with, but I'll make that kind of part 2. I'm gonna start with shirts. Because this is brand new for me. I want to make sure the shirts are cool, high quality, logo's good, design, like everybody likes it. And then I will transition to stage 2, which will then be hats and mugs. And that'll probably be it. I'll probably stop there. Doge boxer briefs? That'd be really funny. If I did those though, yeah, that could be like a phase 3 thing. If I decide to start going into like miscellaneous stuff, that would be, the store's doing well, everybody likes the shirts and the hats and the mugs, like the basic stuff, and then I decide to give people more. But I really just want to, I want everybody to enjoy I want shirts that everybody wants to wear. I had too hard of a time finding this shirt. It's really the only nice Dogecoin shirt I could find. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's really the only nice one I could find. And then I found a cool Bitcoin shirt as well. But other than that, just finding 2 shirts. I was like, you know what? Let me make a store. Let's start making my own shirts. So that'll be coming. Good job. Appreciate that, Josh. Awesome, Branson. Cool. I'll definitely keep you guys posted. I'm like a quarter of the way done on the shop right now, on the store. And the merch, it's going to take me a good minute. So just stay tuned. Probably won't be in the next couple days that you actually see the clothes, because I got to learn a lot. And it's time consuming because I'm going to be making my own designs and stuff. So in between my 9 to 5 and doing the YouTube videos and streams, it's going to take some time to get that all perfect. But it's going to be good. It'll be a good product. And reasonably priced compared to what I have to, pay for it. So this is interesting. We did have the dip under 35,000 on Bitcoin. Also a bit of a recovery attempt here. But it's definitely looking like a weak one. I received Dogecoin. Oh, there's I just got the 420.69 donation. Thank you so much again. I appreciate that. To Travis, thank you for that donation, man. Much appreciated. Whoa, you sent it 3 times, bro? Well, I guess you actually donated. He donated $4.69 3 times. Let's see. Right there, you see that? Shouts out to Travis. Thank you guys. That link, that QR code does work, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate that Doge. Any Dogecoin that gets donated to me, like I said, I am going to be holding it in that account. That's one of my HODL accounts. That is that is just going to be my initiative with the Dogecoin donations. So it doesn't matter how little or how much, we're going to HODL that. That was pretty cool. Thanks, Travis. Bit of a bounce. I think this is going to take some time to play out. Sending Doge is fun. I agree. It really is. I think once people, because I feel like a lot of people, even that come to the streams, like they don't really, they usually probably use Robinhood or something. Once everybody is familiar with wallets and stuff, I think there will be a lot more transacting with sending it to people and stuff. Robinhood wallets probably being the real mover for that initiative, the real leader. Even though you would expect Coinbase, like only people that understand, that know about cryptocurrency really know about Coinbase. Even though it's the most user-friendly of the exchanges, you still have to have some kind of know. You have to be in the know a little bit. But Robinhood, everybody knows what Robinhood is, if they trade at all. Bit of a recovery attempt here. We'll see. So this will just be very interesting to see how this plays out. Does it catch here, take off? Does it pull back to the 33, take off? If it pulls back to here, I think that pretty much goes against the wick-off pattern, because it's not supposed to pull back that far. So you can see there's different levels here. It's supposed to kind of stair step 1, 2, 3 times and then take off. So if it ends up doing, 1, 2, and then 3 right back down here, that's going to be a fail. So it would need to pull back to like here, take off. So let's just keep an eye on this, like as we go into tomorrow, and let's see if it breaks below 35 and then catches at 33 and starts to make a run for 36 again and break out. If it does, we should be on our way to recovery, and you might, just probably you're going to want to keep an eye on where Dogecoin is when Bitcoin hits 33 cents, and then look for maybe a final, just one more dip. That's in the title, dip buy opportunity. 33K, if we kind of look at Dogecoin right now and see where that will probably put us on Doge, you'll probably be able to get a buy off somewhere around 24, 25 cents if we get that pullback. Somewhere in this general area, near 24 to 25-ish. It'll probably be way under 25, actually. Let me change that. 23 to 24 cents will probably be that dip buy opportunity for you. If we get a pullback to 33K Bitcoin, somewhere around 23, 24 cents. And that could be the last dip. If we follow that wick-off distribution right here. So we'll keep an eye on it. All right, guys, but that's going to wrap up this stream. I think it's about bedtime. For me it is. It's almost 1 a.m. and I work in the morning at like 8, so I should go to sleep. But I appreciate you guys all hanging out tonight. It's been a nice long stream, about 2 hours. We had one hour stream earlier. Let me know before the next stream comes, just start thinking of questions. If there's anything at all, you want me to cover at any given point, whether that's a cryptocurrency I haven't talked about on the stream yet, or if I have, you want more information, if it's video requests that you can think of, if it's requests for, me to talk about something on stream in particular, or how to do something, how to trade a certain, what support, what's resistance, what is volume, what indicator should I use, whatever in the world questions you have related to any kind of trading, feel free, think those up. Hit me with all those questions in the stream tomorrow, or the comment section of a video tomorrow. I might even do both, which I usually do, and I'll be more than happy to, just like I did for Amanda. I researched AMP for her over the last 2 days, and I gave her that answer today. And we had part of it, the whole stream was about what she asked. Amanda asked for me to look at AMP. Had no research on AMP prior, but that's just how this channel goes. So appreciate all your support. Again, if you're new to the channel, or if it's your second, third time back, click the subscribe button if you're not already subbed. And I would love to see everybody here tomorrow in the next live stream. So thanks again, Travis, Ryan, appreciate it. Thank you for those donations. And Branson, Josh, Persian, Advantage, everybody else that's hanging out. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. See ya. Have a good night. Subscribe.